One other thing that I picked up on that you said, and I think is really interesting. You said this capability, this kind of this 1-2 punch, it really allows the user to focus more on the workflow and not on becoming some kind of prompt engineer. Could you explain what the importance of that?
We kind of think that in a lot of cases, the best thing to do with an agent is to actually get an agent to follow a workflow, to get an agent to actually follow the laid out best practices that a business has agreed to. Prompt engineering is a really subtle, and I would say it's more of an art than science. Like, you can get very different responses from a large language model depending on how you phrase your prompt, how you use it, what model you're using on the back end can change how it interprets it, which is great if you're trying to do creative things. It's great if you're trying to do some writing, or you want to maybe to generate some images for you, or like we do with Blueprint, you want it to recommend a starting point for a workflow definition. I love that. But oftentimes a business is certified with a regulator or certified with a compliance team. And that rather than relying on just sort of free-form prompts, which an agent won't necessarily follow with any degree of predictability, if I can use a workflow to tell an agent exactly what steps to follow, I get predictability, but I also get the power of the agent to be able to navigate that workflow, explain that workflow in different channels, interact with different people across that workflow. While I think there's a lot of enthusiasm around using agents, there's also a lot of uncertainty about how much of the decision making do you actually want to leave to the agent, and how much do we want to leave to the human being. How much can you make it so those agent decisions and agent actions are predictable and explainable versus some of the natural sort of unpredictability and randomization you've gotten from a lot of large language models? So I think the big question becomes getting that to the point that it feels like something that fits within the predictable constraints of operating in a regulated enterprise. This to me is the really exciting capability when you combine sort of what's going on in large language models and agentic AI, and then you hook that up to workflow orchestration. We think you get something pretty cool.